So, welcome live in this new format on a Friday evening, the first edition of Rich Thoughts Daily, where I will be every day from Monday till Friday. Every day I will be live at 7:30, I think, instead of 8:30, but that's just as the discussion. 7:30, take it on from Monday on, every day with new thoughts that will feed you, thoughts that will help you, thoughts that will inspire you throughout your process to master your mind and to design your life for a more healthy, wealthy environment. So that's the goal of those lives. Those lives will take 50 minutes up to 30 minutes, not much longer than that. And I hope that you'll have then a good thought to end the day with and to reflect on, to dream of, and to start a new day. And so we'll build from one thought to another thought until we can master our mind in a better way. My name is Nick. I'm a Bob Proctor mentor, and I love to see you here. Smash that like button, or even give me a comment in the comments if you like this type of videos, if this is inspiring to you, and if you really can put it into practice into your own life, because that's my goal. Not only theory, but also give you some tips and tricks and maybe some exercises to help you to implement the things that I'm learning, that I learned, and I'm still diving into on a daily basis, because this is a never-ending story. You always can master your mind better, and the better you can master your mind, the better that you can design your life. And that's the ultimate goal, to design the life that you dream of, that you deserve, that you are born for. And today I want to address the first law is a law of vibration, and which is a primary law, and the secondary law on that is a law of attraction. So the law of vibration, the law of attraction are really two laws which are really interconnected. And when I say interconnected, well, I have to say that everything is connected. Everything what we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we touch, everything what's here in the universe is vibrating, and it's vibrating at a certain frequency. And if it's vibrating at a certain frequency, that's therefore it's manifested in this universe in a certain type of um, material, and that can be a gas, that can be a solid, that can be something that's fluid. I'm vibrating at this moment, and I hope I have a good vibration. But even if I hold my hand still, it's still vibrating. The cells in my fingers are vibrating, and luckily they're vibrating, because if they were not that vibrating at that ultra high speed, I would be probably close to dead. And even if you're dead, well, at that moment, your body is vibrating, because it is like disintegrating. If you would look on the microscope at a dead body, you will still find vibrating molecules. Every molecule is vibrating. Even if you think it's hard as stone and or rock, even those types of materials are vibrating on their molecular level. Now, the most important thing to understand is that there is all those frequencies, there is no gap between them. Every frequency is connected to the other. So that means in the end that everything is connected. You can't go from one to another without being connected to another frequency. That we see very good when we observe water that is like evaporating. Well, the water goes to vapor, but there is this like from one state to another state. That brings us to the idea of frequencies, vibration, and how things are programmed to be the thing that they are, or to produce the things that they are made from. And I share you this story of the acorn, and that's a story that maybe you heard it already a couple of times, but it's so important to repeat it, to understand it, and to think about it. I will encourage you every time to think about the materials I'm bringing forward to you. And the more that you reflect on it, the more that you understand them, the more you will put them into practice. Look at this acorn. This acorn is like is a group of molecules which are connected together, which are vibrating at a certain rate, at a certain frequency, but which are programmed to produce something. And this acorn is programmed to become an oak tree. And that oak tree, that that oak tree, where is that oak tree? That's a good question. Is that oak tree already in the acorn? No, the oak tree is not in the acorn. But the acorn, when you put it in the fertile soil, then the acorn starts to vibrate. It's still is already vibrating, but it can only attract what it needs when it's in a fertile soil. And when it's in that fertile soil, it will start to attract like-minded molecules. Those like-minded molecules will come to the acorn, and there are small roots produced. From those small roots, there will be a first spring which comes out and which will make the first stage and will start to grow the tree. So the programming is in the acorn, but the oak tree is in the universe. Everything what's needed to create the oak tree is already there. The vibration of the acorn makes it possible to create the oak tree. And how beautiful is that picture or that idea that there is something very small that is programmed to produce something very big, to attract something very big. And that's, if you start to understand that principle, now we can reflect or make the allegation to ourselves, to our humans, if we are, if we compare the oak tree, the acorn with the baby, what is the big difference between the baby and the acorn? Well, the big difference is that the baby is not programmed to become something yet. There is nothing sure, which is nothing fixed, that's inside that will or make the promise to become a very happy person, a very wealthy person, a very uh, healthy person, or if it's a person that will lead a mediocre and sad life. The baby is born with a certain heritage of DNA, a certain experience inside the womb of the mother, but from there, it's not fixed. It comes already with a backpack of information, but it's still open. It's like an open source. We can reprogram it. And then is a big question, how does it get programmed? Well, it gets programmed by the environment, by the things that it starts to believe. In the beginning, a baby doesn't believe anything. When you came to this world, and when you first touched whatever someone's hands and you were carried, at that moment you didn't believe anything. It's from there that it started. Little beliefs were brought into your mind by the habits of your parents, by the habits of your environment, by the circumstances of your environment. You start to believe and accept certain ideas. These ideas are not fixed. They're just the result of your circumstances. And it's important to understand that everything what you believe at this moment are just things that are fed up to you. They are all just things that are given to you with all the good intentions. Sometimes bad, sometimes good, always with certain intentions. And you are just absorbing those beliefs, and the way that you are now programmed, like the acorn, is just the result of all those beliefs. Now, the first thing that you now have to accept if you want to change your life, if you want to progress in life, is that you're not an acorn and that you can reproduce or reprogram your mind. That you, as a human being, you have higher faculties and you can change the way you think. You can change your programming. You don't have to become an acorn or an oak tree. You're not fixed. You can change your program every day. How do you change your programming? How do you change from an acorn to an oak tree, and then from an apple seed to an apple tree? How do you change that? Well, change your beliefs. And that's the most important thing, that you first have to accept. And that's maybe also the first exercise I want to give you. If you don't want to live in misery, if you don't want to be unhappy, if you don't want to uh, struggle into life, and yes, today we are fed by the media around us, and if you don't mind your regard your mind, you are fed now that the world is terrible and that it's dangerous and that it's whatever. If you don't stand guard of your mind, you will start to believe all those things. You will start to accept those beliefs. And if you accept a certain belief, you will start to act like it. You will start to attract it. And there comes the law of vibration, of the law of attraction. Your beliefs are the little acorns. Your beliefs are the programming inside your body, inside your mind, and you start to vibrate likewise your beliefs. Unless you change your beliefs, you will reproduce always the same results. If you are in an unhappy relationship, you will always get an unhappy relationship. Not because you deserve it. It's not because you deserve it. It's because you have a certain beliefs about relationship that will always attract certain persons towards you. If you have financial troubles, well, the only way to escape those financial problems is not to start to work harder, but start to change your beliefs about money. Start to understand that money is just a proof of your service. Start to understand that your health is something that you are responsible of. You are capable to change your health. And it only starts with beliefs. So once you understand that my programming, what I believe, is the basis, is my software for everything what will come to me. I'm not an acorn, I'm not fixed, my programming is not fixed. I can change my programming. How do I change my programming? Well, I change my programming by changing my beliefs. And that takes a little effort. I think what I would like to give you as an exercise is ask yourself, a couple of times a day, ask yourself, do I believe that I can master my thoughts? Do I believe that I can master my thoughts? You say, yes, yes, but. Well, as soon as you have that little but feeling, then you have to ask it yourself. Because if you're not certain, if you're not convinced, if that is not your first belief, I master my thoughts. At any moment, at any time, I can master my thoughts. I have the power to master my thoughts. If you don't believe that, well, you will always find an excuse why something happened to you or is not happening to you, is not coming towards you. So the first step towards the law of attraction, in the law of vibration, law of attraction, the first step towards that, to understand it and to apply it, is that you have to accept that mastering your mind is a secret to designing your life. If I can master my mind a little bit better today than yesterday, then I will come closer to the life that I want to design for myself. And if this is a challenge, probably is a challenge, because if it wasn't a challenge, everyone could do it. Of everyone would do it. But it's only 2%. 2%, 3% of the population is willing to do the effort to master their mind, to make the effort to understand how the mind functions and how they can use the power, which is the greatest power that we know, is thought power, how we can now use that thought power in function of the life that we desire and that you deserve. It's not only what I want to, What I desire, by the way, the word desire comes from the Latin, from heaven. So it's from a God. A desire is a God-given idea. So if you desire something, is the void inside you that want to be filled up. So you not only desire it, but it's your birthright to live a better life, to make the best out of you. You don't have to stay in the situation where you're now in. And even if you are in a very good situation, you can have a better situation. It never ends. Like the frequencies never ends. There are endless frequencies, infinite possibilities in frequency. That counts also for your life. So to bring this to a landing at this session is ask yourself, do I accept the idea that I am the master of my thoughts? In any given time, in any given moment, I can master my thoughts. Ask yourself that question and ask it till you answer it with the full conviction, with every cell in your body. Yes, I master my mind. I can master my mind. I'm always the captain of my soul and my master my mind. I hope this information inspires you. I hope that this information lifts you a little bit up and that it can be like the first step towards the life that you really want to live. I see you next time, and it will be on Monday at 7:30 Paris time with another idea to feed your mind. Have a great weekend and talk to you on Monday.